Good morning everyone. Today is sunny and feels like 26 degrees Celsius. Nandito po ako sa aking garden and I'm gonna show you how I planted vegetable from variety of peppers, tomatoes, beans at marami pa pong iba. Ang difference between indeterminate tomato and determinate tomato. Ito po yung tinatawag na hindi tumataas na tomato at yung vine tomato na keep on growing. Also, kung paano po i-prune yung mga vegetable. I'm not an expert pero I'll show you the basic. Tara na, let's start. This is the variety of peppers that I planted starting like last week of May. So this is how it looks like now. This cayenne pepper, I planted in the box, and then in the middle I put an herbs like which is thyme, and then between this one there's a lot of flowers to help pollinate the flowers of the peppers. The next one is a sweet long peppers, so I pruned this one like 1 week ago, and then now there's a lot of branches growing, see. And then in between this box also put an herbs which is a rosemary, growing really healthy. Is the chili peppers, Filipino like this one to put in sinigang. And then I planted also a strawberry, which is I picked some already, and then I planted some tomato, which is the San Marzano, because I have a lot of seedlings that I planted, so I don't have enough space for my backyard. And then this one planted also in the box, a good jalapeno peppers. Soon I'm gonna trim this one on the top. And then this one too is a jalapeno. And then this one a little bit small. This one is a Thai pepper. And beside my house I planted a lot of flowers to help pollinate my plants. So it's quite sunny right now, so all the way to the end of the side of the plant. This one has to have pollinate. The flowers pollinate because there's a lot of butterfly and bees around it. This one is a banana pepper. So the same time when I pruned the other one, there's a lot of new leaves and everything. So in between that one, there's some random tomato that it grows. I put it side by side because I have a lot of seedlings that I planted to propagate from seedlings. This one is San Marzano tomato. So as you can see, there's a lot of tomato ready underneath here. So there's a lot of fruits also. See, there's a lot of, it's like all hiding. Tomato here, it's all clustered tomato. And then I planted corn, which is pretty good. I think there's a corn already coming out. So from here, there's one here, and then one's there. So there's only 3 of them. The most exciting one is the bush beans. So I'm gonna open it, like it's hiding underneath. So there's a lot of see, it's ready for picking. So there's a whole bunch underneath, it's hiding under the leaves. So look at that, it's so healthy. It's a lot in there. There you go, there you go. And then there's more here. I try to maximize my garden at the backyard, so I try to put everything along the side so that I can maximize the spaces. So there's no fruits yet for this kambuka squash, but I can see there's one coming out in there, and it looks healthy too. So look at that, it's going up, so I need to put some more trellis in it so that they can keep on climbing. I don't want to let them crawl on the ground because I want to keep my backyard really neat and clean. So in between this, we planted some more flowers, different kind of flowers. This is a thing of petunia, and then around it I put some marigold. This one is a lavender, and then there's another kind of petunia, which is a different color. In between this, I put marigold, a bigger size, unlike the other one is all smaller. Another petunia here, different color, and then I put a roses here. So there's one there already coming out. See, look at that, so big and nice, nice red. And then another color of petunia, which is what do you call this? Is color purple. And then behind it, there's a lot of marigold also, because marigold helps to eliminate all those squirrel that's crawling around, so they don't like the marigold around it. And then I have under the tree, I hang some more hanging marigold, because I want to put a lot of marigold around it, because there's a lot of squirrel in our backyard roaming around, so I don't want them to eat all my vegetables. So there you go. And then there's another cluster of tomato. Look at that. This is a little bit bigger cherry tomato, and it's good for salad. So as you can see, I put some trellis in it, because this different kind of variety of tomato. And then there's one big bush of zucchini, which is there's some fruits already that's ready to harvest, right? And then I have pole beans, which is growing also. It's going up to my, how do you call this, just a balag. And then a bitter melon, so it's growing also, really healthy. And then in between that, there's a red pepper, and then one more bitter melon. And then this one is a kind of variety of beans, which is Italian beans, I guess. So it's really healthy. It's growing also. It's going up. And then in between this, there's a yellow peppers that I planted. It's not that healthy, but because it's in the middle of I don't know, I planted it too early, this one. And then there's another variety of beans. And then in between that, there's a long beans. We call it sitaw back home. And then my friend gave me this plant. He said it's artichoke, but I don't know. I don't know how to grow this one, because this is my first time to grow this one. Go, big one. Second one. Pick another one here. The third one, yeah. Big one. Okay, ready for the next one? Okay, ready guys. I'm gonna pick up some beans. Oh my god, lots of beans. Look at that. More? Big one? Oh my god, there's so much here. Look. Drop it more. This is my first harvest for this boost beans. There's a whole bunch again. There's some more small one here. There's so much. So, cut it. You cook with this. I planted this one almost the same time with the pole beans, but I guess the pole beans takes time to grow up the trellis. It's like all hiding underneath. Okay, ready guys, so we're gonna pick the snow peas here. Look at that. But I don't know how to cut this one. See? Oops. Nice snow peas. There you go. One more here. And then there's more next time. So maybe this one is still young. So should I cut this? Get this one up anyway. There's still more. There's Okay, there you go. I pick I think 3 zucchini, but I missed. There's one more here hiding, but there's one zucchini here that's hiding. I didn't notice it when I'm picking. See, but I'm not gonna pick it because I want it a little bit more bigger. So mag-start po tayo sa pruning ng peppers. Ito po ay banana peppers. So meron ng mga sumusuloy na is budding. So there's lots of branches kasi 3 weeks ago I already did the pruning. So after 3 weeks yan, it's growing. So one of these peppers I didn't prune it because just to show you guys how to prune it. So I put a lot of peppers here, doing a trial and error to put it beside each other because I propagate from seed. So I have a lot, so I just realized where I'm gonna do the rest of the peppers. So I just tried it this year if I can plant it this way. So that's why tabi-tabi po ito. So I'm gonna show you the pruning process. So this is how I pruned the last time. Some of them are not growing that good, but this one is pretty good. So this one is more than 3 weeks na yata. So this is the whole pepper tree. So as you can see, there's a lot of leaves here already. And then as far as I know how to prune it, you have to have a nice clean scissor to cut the top of the peppers. They call it topping. So as you can see, this one is a lot of leaves already, and then the main stem is very strong already, so I can topping this one. So ito po, kakatin nyo lang po dito sa dulo. That's how you cut it, and then there. And then after 2 to 3 weeks, this one's gonna be like this. So this is how you prune it. So let's go to tomato. Pag may nakikita nyo po dito, meron po ako ditong tanim na marigold flowers. This helps to pollinate all the flowers of my tomato. And then also double purpose. Madami po kasing squirrel dito, so nilalagyan ko dito kasi ang squirrel daw, they don't like the smell of the marigold. So that's why it's all over the place along my tomato and all my vegetable. So this is what we call the determinate tomato kasi hindi siya tumataas ng all the way up. So it's just maybe up to here is the most. But this time I'm gonna be doing some pruning. If it's too crowded, the tomato is not gonna be healthy. So I have to trim some of the leaves so that when after you remove it, it's gonna be lots of air going through. Check this out. There's a lot of tomato already. See? Look, there's a lot of tomato hiding underneath. So I have to remove some of the leaves because it's too much, right? So I'm gonna keep on cutting a little bit more. And then I'm gonna show you to prune the tomato from the bottom straight to this one. And as you can see, there's a sucker in between, and then there's a leaves, and then there's a fruit here. So all you have to do is just remove this sucker because the nutrients from this one is gonna go through the tomato. So that's the tomato. You're gonna have a nice, really nice tomato. So there's a lot of more tomato underneath here. So I'm gonna keep on cutting some of the leaves. So this one, there's a lot of sucker also, and I need to remove those from there. And then look at this one. There's a big cluster of tomato. Maybe in 2 to 3 weeks, this is gonna be ripened. So you'll see there's a lot of cluster tomato there, and everywhere. See? Look at that one. It's beautiful. It's a lot. Okay, this one is beans. We harvested a while ago, right? So there's more baby beans underneath. So to make the beans healthy, I have to trim some of the leaves because it's getting closer to the soil, to the ground. Okay. See, maganda na po yung ano underneath the tree of this beans, so it's nice and clean. And then ang bottom po hindi na ganong crowded sa mga old leaves. And then ito naman po, kambuka squash. There's a lot of male flowers, so but some of them are dead already, so I'm gonna remove some of them. Saka po itong mga tuyo ng leaves. Cut it just to give some space from the other leaves. There's one here. This is growing a little bit now, so there's one fruit coming out. So did you see it? So once the flower open, and then all the flies gonna go there and then pollinate the, ito po yung isang bunga na. So pag nag-open na, pag nag-mature, the bees, the butterfly will pollinate this kambuka. So it's gonna keep on growing. I'm gonna make a trellis, a taller trellis, because this one's keep on growing. Yan, maganda na po. By the way, the first tomato, the one that I did a while ago, that's a San Marzano tomato. That one, what we call it, determinate. It doesn't grow that high. And then we go to the other tomato, other variety of tomato, which is a cluster tomato and a cherry tomato, and I think there's a single one tomato there. But this is what we call indeterminate tomato. Yun yung they keep on growing. That's why the trellis that I have right here is up to here already. So I need to add more higher, because I think it's gonna grow higher than this one, higher than me, like maybe around 6 feet. So this is what we call indeterminate tomato. And to give you an example how to prune it, again I'm gonna cut this one in because it's too much, it's too crowded. So the tomato normally is like this. This is the main stem, and then every tomato, cluster tomato, there is a leaves here, and then keep on growing. And then a few days ago I just removed the sucker, but I'm gonna show you a sample. This one, they keep on growing up here because the tomato keep on creating here every single leaves, right? The tomato, and then the leaves, and then the tomato, and then the sucker. This is what you call the sucker. So you don't need this one because there's more fruits here on the top here, and then there's a sucker here. The nutrients from here is going to the sucker instead of going to the tomato. That's why this tomato, there's a lot of tomato here. There's a lot of flowers, so soon it's gonna be a big cluster tomato. There's a sucker here that you need to remove. Just snap it and then take it out. So the nutrients gonna go straight to the tomato. And then there's another one here, but make sure when you prune it, when you remove the sucker, make sure the main stem is gonna keep on going, because if you cut this one and then this is the end, there's gonna be a problem. So there's a flower here again, and then the main stem going straight here. So it means this is the sucker that you need to remove. So I'm gonna snap this one up, remove two, and then there's one little here that I need to remove that one. So when you look at this, there's a cluster tomato here again, and then this is the main stem. So there's a little bit of flowers there, so it means it's gonna keep on growing here. That's why they call it indeterminate tomato. So again, the same thing. I already removed some of the sucker here, but here another one here, I can see a small one. I don't need this one because there's a tomato here. Then this one, I'm gonna remove that one too. Here's the difference between this, what I'm talking about. Like, I'm gonna remove this thing. I'm gonna show you better. So this is the main stem here, and then there's tomato here, but you have to be careful when you're removing the sucker. Like for instance, this one, there's tomato here, and then there's the leaves, and then there's sucker. This one you can remove the sucker, this one here. But in here, I don't know, I miss I missed this one, but this is the main stem still. So this one is a sucker that I missed. So there's no flower here or whatsoever, so I'm gonna cut this one in. Just make sure the scissors cut it, even though it's big already. So you don't need this because this tomato is gonna grow bigger. And then I keep on putting the clip here so that it won't go down. So I'm gonna put this Velcro. It's easy to buy this for vegetable also, so you can just clip it in the trellis, and then not too tight, just lower down. So you can see there's a little bit sucker here, but I'm gonna keep it grow a little bit so that I can remove the most of it. And now just a while ago I picked I think 3 zucchini, but I missed. There's one more here hiding, but I'm gonna cut this first. Okay, this I don't need it. There's one zucchini here that's hiding. I didn't notice it when I'm picking. See, but I'm gonna cut this one just to, because all sitting underground. So on the ground, I mean. So I'm gonna cut this just to make some hair. I'm not gonna pick it because I want it a little bit more bigger. So, but these leaves I'm gonna cut it because it's sitting on the ground. This is a variety of beans again. I have a bush beans a while ago, but this one is a pole beans. This one is keep on growing. I'm so happy this year because finally on my trellis, or my, what do you call it, a balag back home. It's nice. They're gonna keep on growing and then gonna climb on the top. So I'm so happy to see that. So healthy. So for now, I'm just gonna cut some of the old leaves underneath the bottom. So cutting some of the old leaves. You don't need it because that pieces of old leaves will get the nutrients of the leaves going up. So now it's nice and clean. This one I'm gonna remove some of old leaves just to make this a little bit healthier. So, and then in between this one, the orange pepper. As I've said, I tried to maximize my space. So this pepper, I already pruned it a while ago. You can see there's a lot of branches growing from like in between the leaves. Like, see this one here too. There's a random marigold here again. Scare some of the animals when I come here. So I don't wanna. I love the squirrel, but sometimes I hated them because it's eating my vegetable. But now I think they're scared to come here because there's so much marigold here. This one is growing. I thought it's gonna die because I planted it before last week of May. This is another variety of beans. This came from my neighbor. Like she's Italian. She gave me a few seedlings, so I planted it. Why not? But I like that big piece of beans here, like a flat one. I haven't tried eating those one, but it looks delicious. And then this big bush, like Korean artichoke, but I haven't tried this one. But I planted this one, and I thought, why not try? And then here, I tried to propagate some pears and some figs. I asked my neighbor if I can get some of their branches, so they said, yeah, why not? And I took it. I think the pear is not successful. I think it's dying, but I'm really happy with the figs, and it's the leaves that I put when I planted this one. It's like green, and then there's some a little bit of bud growing. So it means this one is successful, but the other one, I don't know if it's gonna grow. But at least I got one. So later on, I'm gonna get a nice figs in my garden. So I love figs. And this one is a Thai basil. And then it's good for the soup, so I can utilize this one when I do the make a soup, right? So, and then here, I'm surprised with the result of the parsley. I planted this one from seeds because last year I planted one piece of parsley, and then it grows and grows, and then it created flowers. So I took some of the seeds, and then this year I planted it like I just threw it in my box, and it grows really well. So I can utilize this one also for my cooking because I love parsley. This one is an onion. Also, it came from my backyard here in the corner. I just took the seeds, and then now I put it in here. Oh, it's growing and getting bigger. And then also I have some basil here. Basil is perfect for the pasta. Big. And then here I already planted some coriander, but the coriander doesn't grow that nice. But instead, I just 4 days ago I planted some arugula. As you can see, the seedlings from arugula I already picked also from last year because I planted arugula, and then now I take the seeds, and then now it's growing after 3 days. Look at this one, so fast. And then this one is mustard. There's some of them growing already. So this one is a little bit faster than the other one. So as you can see, there's a little bit pieces of mustard there. And then here at the other side, oops. Oh no. And then here on the other side, I put a division because so that I know which one is which. And then this one, the variety. So I got 3 varieties of mint here. And then here, there's more space. This thing is so big. So this is the what do you call this back home? It's a saluyot. It's good also. It's really, but I don't like this one. But why not try this one? But saluyot is a little bit slimy when you put this one in your cooking. But here I planted the pad thai because the same thing like last year. I planted 1 piece of pad thai, and then I let it grow, and then let it go create the flowers, and then so I took some of the seeds. So now there's some thing here, the same thing, the same size with the arugula. So there, and then later on I'm gonna replant those one to make it really nice pieces of pad thai. And then this one I put the random avocado seeds, so it's growing also. So maybe I'm gonna transfer it to a pot. Just to attract more butterflies and bees and everything. I think this one is a canna lily. It looks pretty good. It looks like a banana back home, this one, the small tree. Well, it looks pretty good in the big pot. Okay guys, this one is our mini pergola here at our backyard. And then when it's a nice weather, I pull out my grill here beside it, and then we do some cooking here, and then eat for dinner or lunch for when we have a lot of time. So this is the best place to stay during the summertime. So it's pretty good. And then again, this is another marigold. So I planted lots of marigold just to eliminate the visit of all my friends around it, because the squirrel love my vegetables and everything. So this one will eliminate them, and as you can see, there's a lot of flowers all the way down there. And then here is my favorite also, this calamansi. See, there's leaves now growing, so I propagated. I got this one from my brother-in-law, Kuya Pide. So I cut some of the branches. I asked him if I can get some branches. Now I propagated. I planted this one from last year, so now it's growing really good. Hopefully I'm gonna transfer this one in a bigger pot and then bring it inside during the winter time. And also another compliment of Tessie. Tessie, look at this one. This is the bay leaf that you gave my wife. So look, it's like branching a lot of leaves now. So look, there is lots of branches now. Soon I can use this one also for my cooking, which is like favorite cooking with this caldereta. So I use this one. Fresh is better than the dry, so I love this one. Okay, that's it guys. I hope you enjoy my tour in my garden. So I tried to maximize everything, planting spaces, and then my playground here at my backyard, so it's more space. And then hopefully we're gonna have a small get-together party for a Thanksgiving party.